Dead ball dancing. This is segment 3. We went a little long, so if you're seeing this, it got pressed somewhere between Monday night and when you're seeing this. Hard to say for sure. We're going to try to change up our third segment every week and potentially cut it due to time. But this week, we're calling it Backcourt Report. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think back to middle school when, well, I don't want to age myself, so I won't name the title, but you were reading a book with a reading level significantly below what you were capable of. And then you were doing a book report in order to get points for, I don't know, free lunch or stickers or God knows what kids do.
Stickers. It was definitely stickers for me. I was a sticker guy.
So that's essentially the idea here, is that we are doing a book report on, I won't say a shitty team, Justin, but on a team that was randomly selected and we just both happened to get a shitty team.
Yes.
So we both selected a team fate selected a team at random. And Justin, I don't know about you, but I was less than pleased with my book report team.
Is there a harder word that you could use? Like, what other words can we put in the vocabulary there that would make a little more sense? I think appalled.
I mean, what I will say is that my game was entertaining.
Was it?
It was.
Well, at least you had that. That's good. I'm so happy for you.
I mean, I'm looking at the score of your game. Was it not entertaining? Were you not entertained?
Yeah, see, you have to watch the level of basketball being played to be entertained. The score does not denote the level of basketball that was being played. You and I could have rolled out there with Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, and like one random person that we choose off the street and probably been more entertaining. So
yeah. I will say it's Veterans Day, and Justin is just attacking a service academy. But I was about to make a joke. Would Air Force's basketball team be better at football than Air Force's football team?
Maybe, dude. I don't know what's going on with the service academies in football, but Jesus, Army and whoever the other one is, Army and Navy. Those are the two that are doing it.
There's only 3.
Yeah, Army and Navy. Yeah, they got to.
Don't make me edit this more than I want to. Treat this as a live show. I would like to do 0 edits.
All right, I'm jumping into it. I'm going Jacksonville State. I got Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Which, have we ever really thought about like the word Gamecock or like where that came from? Or like
off. Those are fighting roosters.
No, fighting roosters, right? So why don't you just call them the fighting roosters, right? I guess, like where did the cock part cut? Anyways, so we kind of touched on it a little bit in our previous episode, but teams that have lack of depth never succeed, in my opinion. Like if you look at the last couple of champions, probably all the champions that we've ever had in March Madness, right, Rick? They all had depth. They all had depth, whether it was defensive depth or offensive sparks off the bench. They had it, right? They rolled out 7 guys versus Air Force. Like they have literally 0 depth, and on top of that, they have no height, right? So I mean, the first half was tight. Jacksonville State actually, I believe, took a lead into halftime, but then in the second half, they started turning the ball over. So they had 0 offensive scheme. It was literally just pick and roll, pass to the guard, pick and roll, pass to the guard, pick and roll. So not literally 0 plays being ran. They turned the ball over abysmally. 14 turnovers to 9 assists, right? So there's 0 ball control whatsoever. And they let the best player on Air Force, whose name's Ethan Taylor, guy's a stud, guy can play. He scored 19 of his 23 in the second half. Right. And that's when Air Force started to pull away because it kept feeding Taylor. Right. And given the fact that there was no depth, they couldn't just swap another guy off the bench in to help guard him. Right. They were fatigued. They were tired. And to me, like I keep going back to the lack of depth, but for me, they just don't really have any real rotation. Right. Now,
Bro,
forward,
you gotta close that Discord window.
I don't know how to manage it.
I closed mine. I thought it was me. So we're in the same fantasy leagues. Discord is just popping the fuck off right now.
I closed it now. I'm over here struggling on this segment, guys. I apologize. Let me lock in. So now forward looking, right? I didn't realize they were in Conference USA, right? And I also didn't realize that Conference USA kind of rolls out some studs every once in a while, right? Like Liberty. I mean, dude, they sneak into the tournament over almost every year, right?
Does Liberty play basketball in Coosa?
Yeah. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Fuck Liberty.
Louisiana Tech. Careful. Saying fuck Liberty is going to get some hashtags thrown on this video, bro. So you got to watch out. Louisiana Tech also has made the tournament. Middle Tennessee has also made the tournament. New Mexico State, I think, was in the tournament last year. So it's like you look at each one of these teams that they have to play in conference play. They're not getting a Conference USA bid. They're just not. It's going to be one of those 4 teams that I just mentioned, right? And I don't see them literally winning or having a 500 win percentage this year, because even last year they had more depth than they had this year. They graduated a ton of guys, and they backfilled them with freshmen, like every team does, right? But those freshmen aren't ready, right? Hence why they only run 7 guys out on the floor. They shoot very poorly. They shot 30% from 3 to Air Force's 40, right? And so I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to harp on them too hard, but again, looking more towards the future, unless they figure out a bench rotation that's deeper than 2 guys off the bench, they're not going anywhere. They're just not.
Well, I had a very different experience. In case you hadn't figured it out by now, Justin is essentially our color commentary guy. I'm for the play-by-play, right? He's the basketball fan. I like sports because sports are fun. I had Samford Bulldogs against Cornell.
Yep.
And I'll talk about the basketball in a moment, but my big takeaway was, holy shit, how did we as a race, as a society, deal with old internet basketball, right? So in this game, the lighting sucks. The lighting in Cornell's gym is abysmal. It's awful to watch. I don't know what C-suite's not the right word, C-level cameramen ESPN Plus used to film this game.
Yeah.
But there were 7 times a free throw was shot. We did not see the shot. We saw
it was out of the frame?
Yeah, completely out of the frame. It's like it's as close as I am to the TV right now. And they shoot, and all you had to know whether or not that ball went down was facial expression.
No way, dude.
There were times where there was a fast break where the camera just didn't break fast. So we'd be looking at an empty end of the court with the one fat, slow center who just stayed down there while shit was going on down the other end. And I was upset. But the more I thought about it, I thought back when I was an undergrad, I fell in love with cricket. And the reason I fell in love with cricket is because it was on ESPN3. And if you had a multi-day cricket trial, it was on ESPN3 from the time you had your Tuesday lab till the time you had your Thursday lab. And that was very entertaining.
Fair.
But there was really, really, really bad basketball. It sometimes looked like it was being filmed from what today would be like a cell phone. But in 2008, it was just being filmed from like a really high quality camera that someone had turned into the bleachers. And so it kind of for me became this bigger thing where I'm reflecting on sports and sports media. And I'm critiquing this horrific camera and production job in a Samford Cornell game on a Friday afternoon at the beginning of the season. When even 10 years ago, it didn't exist. Watching Samford Cornell would be reading the newspaper in the morning.
Yes. Correct.
So for me, that kind of became like the narrative in my mind. And again, I'll very briefly touch on the basketball in a moment, but it kind of became like this. Why, like, I shouldn't be upset that the lighting sucks in this gym.
Especially because Cornell's tuition is, $400,000 a year. You would think they would invest a bit more into the gym facilities, right? Like
something. Well, that might be a reason why they don't invest in the gym facilities.
Fair. Yeah.
But for me, that's really what that's what I kept coming back to as a fan, as a viewer of the game. It's like, this game sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks to watch.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, I couldn't have watched this 10 years ago. I couldn't have watched this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, tip of the hat to ESPN. Love them or hate them, they have made the sport accessible to people in a way you couldn't even dream of a decade ago.
True. Very true.
Now, having said that, Cornell won this game 88-86 on essentially a walk-off three-pointer. There's like 0.2 seconds left on the clock.
Whoa.
Not a true walk-off, but that's more clock management than anything else. But Cornell looked not great. Really looking for an identity. The Ivy's not bad. And for Cornell to struggle with Samford, it really did give me like a warm and fuzzy. I don't think Cornell comes out this year and wows anybody. They did what they needed to do, right? My critique is really on Samford. You can't let a team like Cornell hang around. You can't have a team on the ropes in their house,
right,
and let them come back. And they did. They fouled late. They turned over the ball late. They shot horrifically low percentages. Samford ended up shooting like 42% from the field, which is fine if you're not shooting like 31 shots.
Yes.
Like it just wasn't an inspiring game, and Cornell was there. And Cornell was there. And they, 2 points and one, and an open three, and two and missed the free throw. And at the end of the game, it's 86-85, and Cornell banks one in. And so if you want to be a successful team, you can't let teams hang around like that. And that's what Samford did. That's the reason they lost.
Agreed.
That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So, for me, it was more like critical of the product.
Yeah.
But then like this like realization that like we've come so far. We've come so far. Like this would not be a game I'd ever dream of watching. And honestly, after watching it, it's not a game I'll dream of watching again. But I could put it on my TV. I didn't have to get like a pirate stream that was some kid on Twitch streaming it with his cell phone. Like, it was a real ESPN Plus game. And I appreciate that for what it is. But the game was awful. Yeah. These teams aren't it.
Yeah. Bummer to hear it. But segment 3 next week will be better. It has to be. So
if you're joining us for mystery segment 3, this is what it was. Thank you for joining us.
Great.
We're really going to try to keep the main shows short, 30 minutes.
Yep.
Straight to the point. But if we have some spillover, we'll do a show like this, and then I have to edit it, and it'll get posted when it gets posted.
Agreed. But we love it though. So
yeah. Basketball's fun.
Sure is. I'm already looking forward to next week, man. Let's do it.
We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do Backcourt report in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna hit like some bad teams.
Oh yeah. Have to. Looking forward to it, baby.
If you're not playing Chainlink, do it. Chainlink.st. Chainlink on all the socials. It's not crypto. If you type in Chainlink and you get to some crypto shit, that's not us. You're looking for sports stuff.
Yep.
Easy to play, free to play, and I can guarantee you, if we are watching one of these awful Backcourt report games, it'll be on there for you to pick.
Sure will. Get on there.
King of Lakemore, wherever you can find us.
Justin Abraham, Jay Aves. See you guys next week.
Thanks for joining us, Jay.